Hello and welcome. I'm David Atkinson from Glasgow College. I'm just going to briefly do a quick video on how to put a thumbnail sketch together. First, you start off, obviously that's your brief. You need to do your research and completed your research. I've got a page of research there. So what I'll do, there's a couple of pages of research. I'll flip over and we get onto our sketchbook. When I actually start thumbnail sketches, it's good to do them to the correct proportions. So it's really important to set yourself up properly so you can trace through. What I would do is a little template. This is for an A4 landscape presentation, and these 6 boxes, which will represent my thumbnails, my ideas, are to that proportion. I've done them as black boxes in InDesign. It's quite easy to do it, and printed it out. And I'll be tracing over these to develop the thumbnail sketch. The type of sketches that we're doing, we do need to see your grid format. So I'm going to do a couple of thumbnail sketches. One will be 2-column grid and one will be a 3-column grid. We'll keep the grids quite simple for now at the moment. See, I slip that underneath my page. I've got a nice clean page. It's better to use a pen. You can't really do mistakes. They're just ideas and we just work into them. So use a felt pen. And draw out your guides. Again, I don't use a ruler, you can if you want, but I like them quite loose. And these are going to be the 6 thumbnails. On this occasion, we're going to do 6 per page. Just quite quick, indicate what we've got. Now, after research, we should have lots of ideas flying about. And I like to put them down as quick as possible and then move on to the next idea. So I've got here Adrian Frutiger, who's a great historic sort of typographer, and I quite like the samples that I've got. When you're researching them, don't go for the first ones that come up in Google. Really look into the designer and pick things that you like and make sure you print those off. So what we do, firstly I'll do a 2-column grid. I'll just indicate, we always need margins and borders, whatever layout that we're doing. So we drop those on, then we're going to do 2 columns. I'm just going to indicate there 2 even columns. You see, I would like to move the sketch pad to the same design. So there we have it, and we're going to do a large headline because this is for a presentation. And even the headline is going to fit onto the grid, so I'm going to put a headline up there. And one of these images that we're looking at, I like this sort of Adrian Frutiger with the yellow and the black, the Type International poster. So I'm going to indicate that to come in there and to hang off the left hand side, right hand side of the grid. So this will come in here. And then we need to indicate the type. There's a first paragraph for about 50 words, and I'm going to do it so it's range left. These are straight lines, as straight as you can let them, but they're better freehand. And then we'll indicate a few bullet points. This is the text that we've researched from the internet. The headline I'll put on this is going to be, because Adrian Frutiger is in the folder, I'm going to put Swiss typographer. Swiss typographer. And then we've got the one image. The best way is to work into the layout and to make the thumbnail sketch look. And we'll annotate the text. We'll put font Frutiger caps, and we'll do that black. And then I'm just going to indicate the poster that we've got here, which is at the top. So we'll draw a line, and that's going to be the type exhibition the little circle coming in here, and then again I move to indicate the text. So it's quite accurate without being too accurate about it. Put in there, we put his name, Frutiger. And Adrian at the top. And that's really indicating the image that we've got going in there and the text. I'd like to draw with it and indicate the text. And that's really simple as a thumbnail. We could say we're going to use Frutiger light text at the bottom, and we bullet pointed text. Maybe this is in bold as we annotate. And that's really how simple a thumbnail should be on a two column grid. We might think, because of this yellow that we've got coming from the post, it'd be quite nice to drop a yellow in the background. Now I'm just going to indicate that yellow. Thumbnails can have colour if you want them, but they don't need to be. I just know that I'm going to, I'll just go yellow and white background. And I'll indicate that this is the yellow that's coming in here, just with a few hatched pen lines. It doesn't matter. And we can see that that's taking up the style, and that's straightforward. Using, you can see the column grid, you see the image that we're going to use, the background colour, and I'll just work into it. Maybe Swiss, I want the Swiss word bolder than the typographer, so I'll just draw over that a little bit more. And that's quite simple. I will do a thumbnail sketch. What I will do is, next to it we'll do 3 column. I'll have a little look in this side. Again, I'm using simple columns, so I'm not going to complicate it. So 3 column, that's how I'll indicate the border. But I want the 3 columns quite even. So I'll just indicate them. Again, because it's a thumbnail, and we get the idea going across, it doesn't have to be too accurate. And what I'm going to do is probably base it a little bit more on this type of idea, where you've got the large fonts, Frutiger, and colours mixing in with each other. So again, you always use your research, refer back to your research all the time. And what I'll do, I'll run some text up the side. Again, sitting on the grid, but I'm going to just do the text. I use lines going across like that. So, Adrian Frutiger. And again, I quite like the idea of using a light font and a heavy font. So to indicate, I'll just draw over that a little bit heavier. Then we've got Frutiger at the bottom. I want to use 2 images this time. I'm going to use an image at the top here, and an image at the top. Yeah, again, these images are from my research, so I'm just going to indicate which images that I'm using. We'll do 2 column grid. So we'll indicate the text again, straight lines, range left. So, yeah, so I'm clear this range unit left, this text. Keep it straight, that one's a bit right, but keep it nice and straight. I like, again, this F and R coming at the top. So I'm just going to do a large F in that font. Just do it quite quickly because who knows what it is. We're not designing fonts, we're just using. Now I'm going to do a large R at the top as this comes in the Frutiger font. Again, I'll annotate that. Frutiger extra bold, and then black. And then what I want to do, I'm going to use this poster here, which is using Agent Frutiger, and it's Frutiger, or it could be the Universe font, but it's using the U in all its different formats. And we've got a few lines there and a few lines there. Then I'm just going to indicate these U's as we go along. But we get the idea. We've got the metallic one. And it's got a large one coming in there, which is a bit bolder as the view comes in. But we can get the idea as we draw over it. A few smaller ones coming there. And then even smaller. And then to the right hand side, the right image, we'll use this image that we're using over here. So we can see the style that we're developing. Just put those in, just to indicate the G sort of comes in here. There's a large E. And the word type. Then indicate images from exhibition. I'll just put Google 60 words of text. But yeah, and that's how we finish off a few thumbnail sketches. Just quick, it's quick off the draw, and then we develop them. The next is, what I would do is, once you've got the presentation correct and you're happy, you just repeat the information going down, but changing the images, you're changing the text. If you're going to have different colour backgrounds, but you need to complete 6 thumbnails per spread. That's David Atkinson, Glasgow Clyde College.